Hello and welcome to this Friday's Facebook Live, and very many apologies that it has been I think about 3 weeks since I've done a Facebook Live. I'm very sorry about that. I was away on holiday, and then there's just been some other kind of logistical issues that has made it impossible, but I am back now. And in this week's Facebook Live, I'm really excited to be talking about new things happening at LKW Family Mediation in 2019. So I think it's worth kind of also saying that in 2018, online mediation was one of the big parts of the new developments here. And that means that I've been able to offer mediation to clients who, for whatever reason, can't attend the offices. And that's been really helpful for a number of people who may not have been able to access family mediation without that. I've also been expanding the training that I do for other professionals, and I've expanded that again in 2019, which I am really excited about. I really get so much out of doing training. Firstly, because it means that I can share the wealth of experience I have from working with couples who are separating in family mediation with other professionals, but also because what it means is that it brings other professionals together to talk about the different ways in which they work. And I think that gives us a much greater understanding of the different roles that each of us plays as a professional in the lives of couples that are separating. And that means that we as professionals are able to deliver the best possible outcomes for clients who are going through a separation. And that's really, really important. If you have been through a separation, then you know how difficult, challenging, overwhelming, emotional, worrying, scary, I could go on all day with different adjectives of things, how that is. And it's really important that anybody going through a separation is able to access the right help from the right professional at the right time, because that can make a real difference to the outcome that they get for themselves, but also that their family gets and their children gets. And children caught up in separation can be greatly affected by it. So if their parents are able to access the right help and they themselves are able to access the right help, then that means that they are much likely to get a better outcome and to find that they are less affected by their parents' separation. So I'm really excited about those training events. I've just put on the Facebook Live a link to the blog post, which also links to the 2019 training programme, which is now in place. There's just one final video that I need to add. And one of the new events that I am bringing in 2019 is networking for any professional that works with either couples who are separating or any person that is separating. So it could just be one part of the couple. And the reasons for that is what I've basically just outlined, because I really want to bring together different professionals who work with couples who are separating. Because if you are a lawyer or a mediator or a therapist or a financial advisor or a chartered financial planner, then it's perfectly possible that you work with couples or individuals that are separating, but you don't meet the other professionals very often, because we all have different professional bodies, different training requirements. So there aren't many places where we all tend to meet up to just talk about the work that we do with those who are separating. So I wanted to create a place where professionals could get together and talk about the work that they do with separating couples. And I hope that I have created a series of events that will be really helpful. The way that I've done them is that they are all going to be 2 hours, but I have spaced them out throughout the year, and I've done them at different times. So if you're someone who struggles to get to things at 9 o'clock in the morning, then come to the one in the evening. Or if lunchtime works better for you, then again, come to the lunchtime one. I'm going to be offering biscuits or cake with the morning ones. And with the lunchtime ones, there will be sandwiches, so that nobody is going to starve while they come networking. And because I like food and I really like hosting people, so that seemed a natural part of it to me. They'll be pretty informal, so they'll run for 2 hours, but if you drop in halfway through that, that's okay. If you need to leave a bit earlier, then that's okay too. The idea is just to try and get people together. And what I intend to do is that an hour through the networking event, there will be a short, relatively informal presentation. And the first one will be done by me, and then I will hand over for somebody else to do that at the next one, so that we all get to learn a bit more about what each other do and how we work with individuals or couples who are separating, and what benefits there are to our work, and what we might need to bear in mind as to what kind of people may benefit from our services. So that means that we can all understand the work that each other do a bit better, and hopefully it will also help to create a kind of referral network within that, so that those that are going through a separation can benefit from getting the right help that they need. You know, I've come across people who I didn't even know that job or that profession, that work that they did existed. And when I've spoken to them, I've immediately been able to think of a few clients that it would help, and I've been able to pass their details on to those clients. So if we can kind of get that energy going, then it means that people going through a separation will then be able to know about what help they could potentially access and make a decision about whether that's going to work for them and whether it's something that they would benefit from. So those are going to be really something that I'm going to be talking about quite a lot coming up into 2019. And along with the other training courses that I run, all of those you can see on the website, but I run courses for those people who work with couples who are separating but maybe don't have much of an understanding of what is involved in divorce procedure and the family justice system. So I run a one-day workshop that enables people to really get to grips with kind of how the law works, what processes there are, how they work with each other, and lots of things to think about, so that if you're someone who works with couples who are separating or individuals and you don't have that background, you can get up to speed and hopefully understand more what your clients may be talking about. I'm also running a course on supporting family mediation, which is aimed at those who support clients in family mediation. Particularly, it's aimed at anybody who works in law firms. So that could be a secretary in a family department right through to the partner in charge of the family law department, to help people understand what is involved in family mediation, what happens, and how you can best support clients in family mediation. I also have courses aimed at family mediators, right through from those people who are thinking about doing their foundation training to become a family mediator. Also an essential skills workshop for mediators who kind of want to brush up on their skills and maybe get a bit more confident in the mediation room. And I'm also going to be running a full day's workshop on running and marketing a dispute resolution practice. So I will be pouring in everything I have learned for the last 5+ years of running LKW Family Mediation into this one-day workshop that's aimed at anybody who has a desire to set up their own DR practice with an emphasis on mediation, or someone who maybe has just set up and needs some help with direction and marketing and lots of different things. So I'm really excited about that. I'm kind of wishing that when I set up, there'd been somebody delivering that workshop, because that really would have helped me. So I hope it's going to help quite a lot of people. We're moving away from professionals for 2019. What is coming for you if you're someone who is currently going through a separation and feel like you could do with some help? As you know, I try and regularly share blog posts and do these videos to try and give help and resources to those going through a separation so that they can manage things in the most constructive way possible. What I have felt is missing for some time is really useful, helpful guides on how to manage different aspects of your separation. There's quite a few books on different subjects, but I have found that Firstly, people don't always have the time or capacity to pick up a book and try and find the right answer to what they're going through in amongst a big book. And you can't always find the right answer, or blog posts aren't necessarily the most in-depth resource. So what I have been working on creating is a series of hour-long downloadable webinars that are going to be for anyone going through a separation, to kind of skill them up and give them things that they need to know about and think about, so that they can manage different aspects of their separation. And they're going to be coming up in 2019, so that you can basically log on to my website, download a webinar, and you can then watch it, go back to it, revisit bits as things come up for you, so that you can hopefully then become much more aware of different processes and knowledgeable about how to manage different situations. And I really hope that that will be an invaluable resource, because I am very aware that the costs of going to lawyers, of seeing mediators, can really mount up for people. And often people can't afford to access that much help. So I hope that this will be something that will really help people, and particularly those who are in that situation with not being able to afford lots of fees for different professionals. I'm also, because, you know, I do try and cram a lot in. I have lots of things that I want to do, and there's still more ideas that I can focus on for 2020 and beyond. But I'm also trying to pull together a book, so that it's another way of helping those that are separating. And whilst not everybody finds books helpful, I know that some people do. And again, it's another resource that I wanted to be able to provide to those going through a separation, a kind of self-help guide. And I'm really focusing on trying to keep it very readable, no big words, no lots of legal terminology, just really readable and helpful, and something that you can dip in and out, so that you could read it cover to cover, or you could just access the bits that are relevant to you at that moment. So I will keep you posted as we go through 2019 on those developments. If you want to hear about the developments that are happening now in 2019 before everybody else, then the best way to do that is to sign up to my mailing list. So if you're someone who is going through a separation and you want to access resources to help you deal with that separation, then if you sign up to my mailing list via bit.ly/LKW Fam Med list, and that will take you through to the link where you can subscribe. If you are a professional who works with couples or individuals who are going through a separation, and you want to access details of my training courses and be able to share the resources that I have with your clients, then please sign up to our professionals mailing list, which you can access via bit.ly/LKW Fam Med sign up. So thanks very much for being with me on this Facebook Live today. I will be back next Friday. I will confirm the time, because it may well be at a slightly later time. But thanks for watching, and I hope that you have a great weekend. Bye for now.